Hello everyone, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. How are you all doing today? I hope everyone is well. Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. I appreciate, as always, your time, your attention, and your openness to these messages. So today we are going to look at, I'm going to do the light and shadow reading. I haven't done one in a while, but I'm really feeling that it's important to look at the duality, the polarity in the collective right now, between the light and the shadow and the divine masculine, divine feminine. That just feels really important. It's being definitely highlighted at this time, so we're going to look at that. So to start, we are going to use, what are we going to use? Okay, we're going to use the Star Codes Astro Oracle, and we're going to get a couple of Oracle cards to start and get the overall theme. Then we'll look at divine, light and shadow, and divine masculine, divine feminine. If you guys haven't checked it out already, be sure to watch the 11/11 portal reading. That was really interesting, and hopefully you would find that helpful. Okay. So overall theme. Virgo and digest. Okay. Card number 6. Mystery, 8th house. Well, we are in 8th house right now, aren't we? 8th house energy being Scorpio. Let's do one more. Yeah, what? Okay, so, what are we having difficulty accepting, digesting, integrating? And I feel that the root of that issue lies in, what we are defining as mystery, but at the root of it really is, it's because the acceptance of that is going to then lead to a rebirth, to a death and rebirth, to a transformation, to a transition. I don't mean a literal like transitioning or a literal death, but I mean whether it's an ego death or whether it's would lead the digesting this truth is what I'm getting, or this information, I feel is there's some resistance there, and it's because somewhere there is an awareness that the acceptance of this information is going to lead to this transformation, and that's uncomfortable. I mean, it's not easy. Oh gosh, but look, once that is accepted and that transition has occurred, that transformation has occurred, it leads to the sun, it leads to happiness, it leads to light, it leads to lightness and joy. It leads to shining your light as the star that you are. Okay, so we have 18 and 6 and 10. So I'm going to put these here, and then we are going to I'm going to go with the Wild Unknown Tarot again. I say again, I used it for the 11/11 reading, but this deck pulls no punches. we'll look at light and shadow. Kind of went over the shadow aspect a little bit with, you know, resisting digestion of this information. The other part of this is, though, if this is truly a digestive issue for you, it may be that, okay, I'm getting two things here. One, being very aware and intentional with things you are ingesting, whether it's food, drink, media, music, anything like that, energies, because there may be something in your environment, something that you are ingesting that is blocking you from having this, allowing the unfolding of this transformation. So this is going to be in the light. Oh my gosh, look at that. We have the Nine of Cups. Then we're going to pull in the shadow. So again, the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, right? So this is what happens when well, give me just a second. Let's do the shadow first. Judgment. Yeah, it's calling judgment on these things that we are having difficulty digesting in our lives. And it can be something, again, something in our physical world. It can be something that is in our emotional world. It can be something within us. But when we allow this, when we actually look at how the dove is above the bats. I mean, this is actually shedding light on the shadow. This is looking into the shadow to see what it is that we are not accepting, that we are afraid to look at. And this is what leads to this fulfillment, the wish fulfillment, the sun shining down upon us and feeling like we can feel its warmth again without feeling restricted, without feeling that we're holding back a part of us. Okay, we're going to look at divine feminine. Oh, and it's Mother of Swords. That owl feels like she is just waiting to receive the information. She's actually, what is she saying? She actually knows what the information is. Oh, that's interesting. She's already learned what the information is. She already knows what it is, whether it's an intuitive knowing. I feel like she's like gleaned the information. She's learned it through intentional action somehow, whether it's a thought process or whether she's gone and researched it. And analyzed it. She knows the information. She's waiting for someone else to speak that truth, though. Now, when I say someone else, she's waiting for another energy to bring that truth forward so that she can then, I feel like she's already made a decision on this, because she's holding her sword. This is a pretty, I'm getting this sense that she's getting ready to cut something out, to cut something off. Not literally, like as in a body part, but, you know, remove something from her energetic field or from her environment. When I say she's waiting on someone, it may be, again, this is an aspect of self that is moving through the process of revealing this truth from the shadow so that the wounding can be healed and then integrated. So what she would be cutting out would be the suppression of that aspect of herself. And then in the divine masculine, oh my gosh, we have the Eight of Cups. That's really interesting. That is really interesting. Hang on just a second. Do you see how interesting it is, though, that it's darker on this side and there's more color on this side? Fascinating. And then it's black and white down here, and in the light we have the color. And in the middle we have the sun with the rainbow. All the colors, the full spectrum, the full experience of life. So the divine masculine energy is actually offering this cup, is actually offering this, it's an offer of love, it's an offer of compassion and kindness. And it's the Seven of Pentacles. It's something that has been slowly growing and building. Something that has taken a while to come to fruition. It's still in the process. This is a give me just a second here, guys. There's another 7. Okay, that answers the question. So I was wondering if we're still in the process, but no. It's moving forward. It's just taken time to get to a point where it can be offered. Okay, so if we kind of have two storylines going on here. If this is something external to you, this can be another energy who is in their divine masculine energy. They are the ones taking action, and they are bringing something towards you, an offer of some sort. It's something that has taken a while to come to fruition, to be able to harvest, to be able to reap the rewards from it, so to speak. But we have the Chariot here. It is moving towards you. And it's interesting because I said she's waiting for someone to bring the information to her. It's almost as if this is, I feel like I'm speaking to the divine feminine in this storyline of the reading, and she knows that this is coming. She has a knowing. She's just been waiting. Now it could be that she's not going to be accepting of that with that sword, but I feel like it depends on whether the truth is offered, because she already knows. So she's going to know if this is not a truthful offer. Now, if this is something internal to you, then the ability to see the emotional give me just a second. The ability to I can't quite get my the ability to offer oneself self-love, to take action from a place of self-love, and to recognize that it's in that energy that allows you to look deeply into the shadow to see the truth. This is what she's been waiting on, because an aspect of yourself, the divine feminine aspect of yourself, knows that this time is coming, but she also knows that it has taken some time to get to the point in which your self-love is to a degree that it is, the cup is full. You've been caring for yourself and healing yourself and loving yourself, and now you're at this state of acceptance of self, that you're able to offer the compassion and the love, the unconditional love to yourself, which allows you to look into the shadow and to judge with unconditional love. Again, what is seen there, so that it's not squashed further, so that it's not cut out. She feels very judgmental, but it comes from a place not of harshness, but of just knowing, because she knows the truth. She knows the truth. And she's just waiting for these two aspects to come together. She's waiting for this action aspect of yourself. The divine feminine aspect of yourself is waiting for the divine masculine aspect of yourself to be in this place of self-love that is sufficient to be able to come together, to then witness what is in the shadow and recognize that it is a part of both aspects. And it's from this place of wholeness and balance that then the Nine of Cups has reached, this place of being able to experience the full spectrum of life in all of its colors. And this is the transformation that takes place. But it's the digestion of this information that needs to happen, and it must come from a truthful place and an honest place, in a place of unconditional love. Otherwise, that's where the cut comes from. It's not that there's something actually being removed, it's that it can't then progress. It's cut off from the two sides are separated still. They're cut off from one another. There isn't that point of integration. There isn't that alignment with the other. There isn't that combining of energies. Well, that's really interesting. Really, really interesting. Let's see. Let's look at what may be in the shadow, to see if we can help understand what's here and why we're having this possible difficulty in digestion of this. Look, we have Justice, and we have, what do we have here? The Four of Swords on the bottom. Okay. Oh, my fingers don't want to work. Sorry, guys. Alright, so let's look at the shadow a little bit more, and let's see what's in the shadow, and why is this particularly hard to digest, and why is there this sense of resistance. It may just be a matter of timing in the acceptance of self, and the compassion, the grace towards oneself that allows for the divine masculine aspect to move forward. Ace of Swords. Truth. We've got the truth here again. Okay. What is this truth? Oh wow, look at how this Fibonacci type spiral is in this wheel as well. That looks very similar. Okay. Three of Pentacles. That's the Three of Pentacles is about can be about collaboration, working together with others towards a common goal. King of Cups. We're going to do one more. That's the Mother of Swords is the Queen of Swords in the Wild Unknown deck. Interesting. Look at how they're not looking at each other. Like, she's looking off. Can you see this? You can kind of see it. All right, let me pick it up. She's looking off in the distance, right? Well, the Queen of Swords is known for being able to see from a higher perspective. See clearly, right? She can see above the clouds. Here's the King of Cups. He's got his eyes closed. He goes within. He utilizes his intuition. But it's... with the Three of Pentacles and the Truth here, I feel like the thing that is within the shadow that is difficult to recognize or is being resisted to some degree is that it's interesting because it's similar to what came out in the 11:11 reading as far as the guidance. It's what is in the shadow is this this truth about working with other people, and that it's linked to it's a distrust of working with other people, and the truth is that it stems from not being able to trust oneself. These two energies feel really isolated to me. Really isolated. She's looking off in the distance. He has his eyes closed. They feel very isolated. And it's this, the truth is that, and this is what's keeping the divine masculine, divine feminine from coming together. Whether it's in reality as in two people, or whether it's within the aspects of yourself. But there is resistance to trusting working with other people, and it stems from it doesn't, at the root of it, it doesn't come from the experiences that you've had where other people were not worthy of your trust. Where it comes from, because what we experience, I know this is hard truth, guys, but what we experience on the outside is always a reflection of something within us. And so the truth of it is, what's really hard to digest here, and understandably so, is that the reason it's difficult for us to trust others in collaboration, in whatever form that takes, in coming together, is because it's difficult for us to trust all the aspects of ourself. This is why it feels this isolated, disjointed energy, as if the and see, we even have the masculine over here in the cups and the feminine energy over here in the swords again. Look at that. I just realized that. It's this, there's this separation of air, so the mental energy from the heart space, the emotional energy. So there's this distrust of one's own judgment, such that there's a feeling that the emotional emotional decisions, emotional experiences, emotional intelligence, emotional actions are separate from one's mental space, one's rational space, one's head space. That is the judgment, but when in fact the thing that is keeping those two things separate is that judgment. That's the truth. It's the lack of trust in one's ability to merge the two. It's the lack of trust in one's ability to integrate the two. That's what this is, right? This is the a collaboration is an integration of energies. It's a working together of energies. It's a weaving. They're even weaving something on the card. It's a weaving and interwoven intention, not intention. It's that intermingling, interweaving, and integration that is not trusted. That's what's hidden in the shadow. That's the truth here. This is what is hard to digest. But when we look at that, now that we have this awareness, if we can look at that, that's why it's taken so much time and so much self-love to get to a point of being able to recognize this. But we're moving forward with it now. The divine masculine aspect is moving forward, is taking action towards integrating with the divine feminine aspect of yourself. Again, this might be two people, an external energy working with you or moving towards you, but this feels also very internal as well. And again, we just talked about how something that you're experiencing on the external world, in the external world, is a reflection of what you're experiencing on the internal. So it is highly likely that as you're going through this experience internally, this is what you're going to experience externally as well. Because when you've moved internally into this integrated space where you can integrate the air energy and the water energy, where you can integrate the shadow with the light, where you can accept what's in the shadow and learn to then trust this integration, that's when an external aspect will come to you as well. We definitely have movement here with the Chariot and the 7. Interesting. We've got consecutive numbers here again, just like we did with the 11:11 reading. And I will tell you, part of the reason why I'm doing this now and I'm doing the divine feminine and divine masculine reading is because I've gotten quite a few messages recently, or things have been popping up into my guides are bringing through about this unification, and that it is not just a unification of us as individuals and unification of consciousness, but that is also the coming together of individuals as well. And that makes sense. That makes sense. We have, yeah, I said that. We have 2 7s here. There's the 9. 6 7s, 2 9s, a 10. Do we have an 8? We don't have an 8. I guess we're missing an 8. Interesting. We were missing an 8 in the other reading. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is wild. We were missing an 8 in the other reading, and you know what the 8 came out to be? The 8 came out to be trusting oneself. It was the guide and the gift from, I'm going to get it, from the Life Soul Vision Oracle. Where is it? Oh, I shuffled them again, so it's going to take me a second to find it. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. It was the guide and the gift, and look what's on the bottom of this deck. Sacred Soul Union. Can't make it up. Look at that. Okay. Anyway, it was the guide and the gift, and the message that came through with it was that, here it is, it's the 8, was to trust oneself, to trust who your guide is, to trust your inner knowing, to trust your inner guidance above all else, not to let that be the overriding factor. That everyone's gift, I mean, everyone's gift is individual, but everyone's guide is also, where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought there, sorry. That everyone has a unique connection to their guide or their guides. And it is that connection and that inner knowing, that inner trust in oneself, listening to that truth, that is your guide. It's also your gift. Very, very interesting. So these two readings definitely do align. This feels very important around the 11:11 portal because this is coming through again. But it all boils down to recognizing where this lack of trust in others stems from. This resistance to collaborating with others, to working with others, to partnering with others, to creating community with others. It comes from a lack of trust deep within the shadow, lack of trust in oneself and being able to integrate one's own water and air energy, to be able to integrate one's own divine feminine and divine masculine energy. And when we're able to do that and truly digest that truth and integrate it into our being, that's when this transformation takes place. This is the mystery that is being solved at this point. It is being revealed. And this leads to the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, and the Sun. This is source. You know, it's source because of the integration, because we all have the divine within us. And it's from this integrated place that then the divine is revealed from within us. Wow. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much again for joining me. I really appreciate you. Sending you all my love. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will be back soon. Thank you.